Hi guys, it's Jay again from Ayaba's Wind. I am back to do your Taurus New Year's forecast. I told you last year in December 2020 that I was going to be doing this reading. This reading will cover January and the next 6 months. All right, and so it will be a general forecast. However, if you identify with anything in the reading, please like the video, definitely share, and certainly subscribe. If you have any concerns of things that may apply to you in this reading and you want to explore it further, you can email me at ayabaswind, WYND 999 at gmail.com. All right, so we're going to get started. There's going to be a lot of information. You may want to get something to write with. Um, and just keep in mind, these energies could have taken place in the recent past, they could be taking place now, or they could take place in the near future. Okay, and remember, like I said, this is going to cover the next several months. All right, and this is a general reading, so some of it may apply, all of it may apply, or none of it may apply. All right, so let's get started. This information is going to come to you in the form of quotes and or sayings, and then we'll explore those quotes and sayings a little more. Okay, so Spirit is talking about be yourself and don't live other people's lives. Okay, so what this is saying is, it may be easy to get consumed in other people's lives, maybe because you're trying to help them, you're trying to be a team player. Okay, but Spirit is saying that this can be somewhat of a trap for you, okay, because it takes you off course for doing what you need to do, to you fulfilling your dreams and accomplishing your goals. Okay, so what Spirit is also talking about is be careful of, sorry, be careful of drinking with others. Okay, because someone could drop something in your drink. There could be a fight that ensues from it. Someone can get raped, or someone can get robbed. Okay, so Spirit is saying be careful at this time. Don't search through your mate's belongings. Okay, so if you have any suspicion about your mate, engaging in something with a third party, like a side guy or a side girl, Spirit is saying that they will reveal it to you in time. Okay, but do not search through your lover or your significant other's belongings, because that's going to start a big fight, which could result in an arrest, someone getting hurt, and worst case scenario, someone getting killed. Okay, and at this time, it's not advised for you to carry any weapons. Don't carry any like knives or guns or things like that, because that can pull that energy to you. All right. There's an energy that moves with weapons. All right. And so what Spirit is saying, that that's not good for you right now. It's advised for you to not argue, to not engage in any fighting at this time. Spirit is saying that you have the tendency to be a bit stubborn. Okay, you are a Taurus. um, but the Spirit is acknowledging that you can be a good organizer. Okay, when things are important to you. All right, so what Spirit is talking about here is it's very important to keep your head. All right, so to keep your head, to keep you in the right frame of mind. Okay, and to prevent chaos and stagnation and being scattered, Spirit is saying you should keep your head covered as much as possible. Keep it covered in white, a white hat, a white scarf. Okay. You can also wash your head in coconut water, or put some coconut water on your head. You can put pure cocoa butter on your head, shea butter on your head, right at the top of your head. Okay. Um, it's good for you to sleep in white sheets, white clothing. Also, you can change your pillowcase. Okay, your pillows hold a lot of energy, especially if you have people that sleep over. You're giving them your pillow. All types of people are using your pillow. That's no bueno. Okay, do not let people use your pillow. Okay, that is your pillow for you to rest your head with your thoughts and your dreams, okay, and your emotions. Okay, don't allow someone to use your pillow. That's almost as worse as using and wearing other people's clothing that has a spiritual imprint on it. Okay. And like I said, I don't give a damn how many times you wash it. You could wash it 100 times, 1,000 times in bleach and ammonia and all that. It's still going to have the person's imprint, spiritual imprint on it. Spirit is talking about at this time, be very careful of gluttony. Be careful of like overdoing it, overindulging in alcohol and drugs and food and sex. At this time, going overboard is not advised for you. Okay. Because it can turn into addiction, an addictive behavior, which takes a longer time for you to kind of pull yourself out of. All right. So, Spirit is saying be mindful of that. At this time, be very patient. You may be working on things, okay, and things are moving, okay. They're moving as the divine plans for it to move. Okay, so the best thing you can do is pray. You can do your prayers to whatever and whoever it is you believe in. And if you don't have a particular something that you believe in, just say spirit, spirit help me, guide me, support me. You can do the mantras on my playlist. Look under my playlist. I have really great playlists. You can look under the mantra for manifestations. Manifesting to grant boons. Okay, things of that nature. Right. At this time, you should not be eating any pumpkins. Okay, pumpkins represent wealth, especially in my tradition. Pumpkins have a ton of seeds, and if you had seeds, you had wealth. Okay, so at this time, you're going to be honoring the energy that is associated with pumpkins. Okay, and so you can keep a pumpkin in your house, but you cannot eat pumpkins. You cannot eat pumpkins. You can't have pumpkin latte, pumpkin pie, pumpkin seeds, pumpkin squat, nothing. Okay. Um, when that pumpkin goes bad, starts to go bad, you can put it in your backyard, okay, and let it decay, decompose, and hopefully the seeds will catch to grow more pumpkins. All right. Um, Spirit is saying that there's phenomena around you. There's phenomena that occur around you. You either see lights, you see shadows, you hear movements, you hear sounds. A spirit is saying someone may hear like a hissing sound, which is not a good look. Okay, but spirit is saying that there's phenomena around you. There may be like all of a sudden a crack appears in the walls or in the ceiling. You know, there's leaks. Things of that nature. Okay, things moving. All right, spirit is saying that there's phenomena around you, and you just got to be cognizant of what it is. And if it's causing sleep disturbances, you're definitely gonna have to take your white bath, and I'll put that in the description. You know, um, do a rompe saragüey bath, herbal bath, okay, and stay clean. Smoke your house out. Copal, COPAL, frankincense and myrrh, Palo Santo, okay. Spirit's talking about for you, it's not advised to be, physically abusive, okay, because that will bring a not so good energy to you, okay. And Spirit is talking about think before you speak, okay. Think before you speak, and don't speak forcefully, because this can invite, I don't know if I want to say violence, but it can invite a war, an argument, okay? Spirit is talking about at this time, you got to be mindful of your health. It is advised at this time that you go get a checkup, go get blood work done, a blood panel done, STD check, HIV, hepatitis. Get all of these tests run and request this from your doctor, because sometimes doctors only do a blood test, a blood panel, for a general blood panel, unless you specifically request, okay? A spirit is saying, at this time, again, there's something with food. there's something that there's one of these foods is a poison to you. And spirit is like, you got to be careful because it could be that it could cause you to go overboard with sugar, aka diabetes. Okay, you could go overboard with salt, aka hypertension. Okay, so you got to be mindful of your health. And especially at this time, do not take foods that people push on you. Okay, do not take foods that people push on you. These foods can be bad for you. Someone could have, done a work in these foods. They could have said prayers over it. That is why anytime you take food from someone, you got to say prayers over your food before you put it in your mouth. All right. Um, and the spirit is talking about, I mentioned diabetes before. Spirit is talking about diabetes again. Okay, be careful of like white foods. What are white foods? They're foods that have flour in it and sugar. Okay, so those are baked goods, cookies, pies, breads, um pastas, rice. Okay, things of that nature. So be very careful. And salt. Okay. um and at this point in time, it's advised that you limit your intake of fish. Okay. If you don't have to have fish, don't have to have fish. Don't have fish. Okay. Um, and Spirit is talking again about people drinking, but specifically at your house. Okay. And I talked about this before. People are having little get togethers at their house because the clubs are shut down, the lounges are shut down. And so people, they're having a good old time at, these little house parties, which are like back in effect right now. So, but Spirit is saying, do not let people get drunk at your house. Okay. Because in your house, they will all bring you bad luck. Okay. And I don't think you want any bad luck. All right. So Spirit is saying do not allow people to get drunk at your house. Okay. Because that brings in bad energy. And Spirit is talking about, do not do anything in threes. Okay. This can, now look, if it's you and you have two children, okay, yes, that is a three. But Spirit is not talking about you and your two children. Okay. Spirit is talking about people engaging in romantic trysts outside of an established connection. Okay. Menage a trois. All of these things can bring in heartbreak, drama, and possibly even death and even sickness. Okay. So Spirit is warning you of this for the next 6 months. Don't walk under ladders, okay, or over holes or broken flooring, okay? They're, walking over holes, it can rob you of your blessings. It can suck out your blessings. Your blessings can leak out of these, leak into these holes, but there's also phenomena in holes that can cause problems for you, okay? And at this time, do not engage in any horseback riding, skating, biking, motorcycles, because Spirit is saying at this time, those things can lead to serious accidents. Okay. But if you have to ride, a motorcycle, you're like a delivery person, okay, just make sure you're saying a prayer every time you get on that bike and or that motorcycle, okay, or that moped, that Vespa, okay. um, do not turn your back to the street, okay, because there could be someone that runs up on you, there could be a car that jumps the curve, okay, there could be some kind of drama that could ensue behind you, all right. And at this time, watch your back. Lifting something that's too heavy that can harm you, that can throw your back out, okay, and you need your back. All right, Spirit is talking about you were born to be served and not to serve, okay. So Spirit is saying that you are royalty. Okay. You got royalty in your DNA. All right. Um, you are also a spiritual sponge. Okay. Wherever you go, you can pick up spiritual energies. And, in some respects, that can be good, but in some respects, that can not be good. Okay. Because then you're dragging in things to your house and into your life that don't belong to you, that can cause confusion, chaos in your life and in your head. All right. Spirit is talking about at this time, there is a king vibe with you, okay? But at this time, cut down on the pride and the arrogance, because these things can get you in trouble and can cause you to lose your throne, to dethrone you, okay? And also no borrowing clothes, okay? Because it has energies on it that you may not be equipped to handle, okay? And like I said, if you go thrifting, secondhand stores, things of that nature, you're sharing clothing with other people, remember, these people can leave their spiritual imprint in the clothing. Okay. And sometimes that imprint is not a good look. It's not a good imprint. Okay. People, walk with dark spirits sometimes. They're depressed, their sicknesses, all kinds of things and energies that you do not need in your life. Okay. Spirit is talking about, for some of you who are watching this, Spirit is acknowledging that there is a father issue and or son issue or father son issue that's taking place, and that you really need to consider praying about this situation. Okay, you may not be able to have a conversation with your father and or your son, um, uh, but there are issues with especially between the father and son. Okay. um Spirit is talking about this whole threes again. Spirit is saying that adultery will lead to death. Yes, I'm saying it. Adultery will lead to death. Now, we're all human, all right? We can't help who we meet. We can't help who we fall in love with, okay? But what Spirit is saying is that if you are involved in a committed relationship and you meet someone that really um that really moves you and gets you hot, okay, and you're thinking about engaging with them physically and sexually, all right, Spirit is saying you gotta shut down your situation officially and permanently before you can engage with this next person, okay? Because Spirit is saying that it can lead to death if you have all these doors open, okay, and you run in between doors. Okay, once you finish with one person, you go back to the other and hopping around. No, 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 no. Spirit is saying for you, no, that's not good. All right. Spirit is talking about, you know, reading. There are people here that like to read at night, okay, or read in the dark. And Spirit is saying that you can lose your sight from doing this. So you need to put on a light. You need a bright light for when you're reading, all right? Or this can lead to blindness or you losing your sight. At this time, Spirit gave you a food restriction of limiting and watching your intake of white foods. Spirit also wants you to watch your intake of red foods, okay? Red, the color red is very inflammatory, it's volatile, okay? But also these red foods can bring about sickness, okay? So watch your intake of red meat, of red wines, of red drinks. Okay, this is not for you at this time. Okay, and especially in your diet, you got to be careful of eating the heads of animals and the tails of animals. Okay, so if you say you order fish, like a beautiful like bronzino fish, all right, sauteed on that fish, if it's a whole fish, there's a head and there's a tail. You cannot eat the head or the tail. I know in some cultural traditions, they love to eat fish head soup. For you, that's not a good look for you right now. Some people like to eat pigtails. Some people like to eat shrimp. Okay, you can get the shrimp with the head and the tails cut off. Okay, you should not be eating heads or tails. The big one is oxtail. Okay, oxtail, not a good look for you right now. All right. No rare meats, okay? Because there could be a pathogen a microorganism, something that can get into your system and can cause you to be very sick. Okay. Also at this time, because you are walking with this king vibe, this king and this queen energy, this regal energy, spirit is not wanting you to wear no ripped clothing. Do not wear ripped clothes. Okay. You do not see kings and queens wearing ripped clothes or holes in their clothes. Okay. So spirit is saying you were born to be served, not to serve. So if you're in that whole mindset of going running here to help this person and that person, spirit is like, no, 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 no. This time you will be spending on building you up, working on you. Okay. Because for some of you running to go help this person and that person with their life, you are not dealing with the issues that are going on in your life. Okay. Okay. It's almost like these other people are an escape from what the real problems are that you're dealing with within yourself. And no judgment. This is what spirit is telling me. All right. So no holes. And I know wearing holy jeans and holy this and holy that is hot. For you, no. Okay. Um, and spirit is saying, just be mindful of going to spiritual events. Okay. If you're in my tradition, be very mindful of going to drummings and things of that nature. Okay. If you go to the church and you know that you have to go to church in the morning, but you have a vibe about not going, then spirit wants you to follow that vibe and don't go. Okay. Because, these spiritual events attract people, some people that are very sick, that are what do you call it, that are being attacked by dark spirits. Okay. And the place becomes, how you say, a repository for all of these spiritual energies. So what spirit is saying is that if you go to these places, okay, and because you're a spiritual sponge, you can pick up these dark energies, go home, and then start feeling sick. Start feeling knocked down, dragged out. You don't have energy to do anything. You don't even like to do the things you used to like to do. Okay? So spirit is saying be very, very careful with that. And again, take care of your head. Spirit is talking about after the fat is fried, how much bacon is left. So spirit is really saying is your personal life may be breaking up. Okay, there may be personal life may be falling apart. Okay, the spirit is saying what's going on. What's going on? We gotta pull it together now. Okay, and for some of you, you may know something is not right. Okay, and spirit is saying that you may be at your wit's end. You may be at the end of your rope. All right. So spirit wants you to start engaging in prayer, engaging in meditation. You could do mantras for love, mantras for success and prosperity and wealth and abundance. Mantras for protection. Spirit is saying it is due time for that. Okay. Spirit is talking about, again, watching your temper. Don't engage in any fights. And spirit is talking about, for some of you, there may be an indifference. Okay. And I'm saying this, my head is tingling. Like there may be an indifference about life. And spirit is saying that there's no room for that. That you need to put your dreams and your hopes back into your head. Okay. Your dreams and hopes need to get back in your head because this is what is going to save you. All right. You got to open up to life. Okay. To expand. Okay. You can do there is a mantra for the Jupiter mantra. Okay. And Jupiter is about expansion. Okay. And so it would be beneficial to you to do this mantra to Jupiter for expansion. Okay. I think it's Om Gram Grim Gram Sa Guruve Namaha. Om Gram Grim Gram Sa Guruve Namaha, if I'm not mistaken. But you can go on the playlist and check, okay? But you gotta, you gotta find something that's gonna spark your interest, okay? That if you wanted to take singing lessons, even if you're a horrible singer, but you want to take singing lessons, find a vocal coach, get on that Zoom with them or go to their house or whatever and take your vocal lessons, okay? Spirit is saying you got to find your passion again, okay? And this is very important because what Spirit is saying, no thoughts or aspirations equal death, okay? And we're all about living. I just want to say, Spirit is also talking about a side note. You got to watch who you keep around you because there's this friend kill friend energy. You got to watch for betrayal, watch for people side talking, you know, trying to plant seeds in people's heads to create a certain image of you, okay, that is not truthful. All right. So, Spirit is saying be watchful of that. You know, we're going back to this whole searching but not knowing. So for some of you, it's like almost like you're not satisfied with your situation or your conditions. And for some of you, it may feel like almost like insatiable, like you can't, there's nothing that quenches your thirst or fills your hunger, okay, or your desire, or like there's a yearning to want to do something more, to be more. Okay? Spirit is saying that you are a heavy spiritualist. And because you are a heavy spiritualist, you must focus on spirit in order for those doors to open for you. Through your prayers and your meditation and your mantras, this is going to open up your creativity. Okay? This is going to inspire it's going to inspire your inspiration. Okay. um so what Spirit is saying, explore your spirituality so that all the other things can open up for you. Spirit is talking about you can be like a magician. Okay, you have the ability to manifest things, but you also have the ability to destroy things. Okay, simply with your ache, with your spoken word, your ability to manifest. Okay. But Spirit is saying, be very careful. Be very careful of, getting these recipes online, doing these YouTube conjurings and all of this stuff. Because what Spirit is saying is that you can do this stuff and you can blow yourself up if you're not careful. Okay. You know, you, it, people have to be very careful. Um, you know, as a practitioner in my tradition, uh, there are certain things that I can reveal to you that will help you to move forward. Okay. But there are certain things that you will not be able to do because you do not have the license to do it. Okay. And what I mean by license is that, you may not have the proper training to deal with something um, in case it blows up. Okay. So, you go online and there's all these, a love spell for this and a spell to, make someone break up with their spouse or whatever. You can do those conjurings, but what if something goes wrong? How are you going to correct it? Okay. And there again, there's Pandora's box that you open up and you can't put those spirits back in. Okay. You've unleashed spirits that now are out of control and running your life. All right. And so in that realm, I don't play with that. All right. And so what Spirit is saying is be very careful. Um, Now, for some of you, there is an abiku spirit. There's a spirit of a dead child that is around you. Okay. Um, and for those of you who are having challenges with having children, you're having challenges with conceiving, you're having challenges with carrying the child full term, or that you may have had a problem childbirth, okay, or maybe you gave birth to a child with special needs. Spirit is saying that the reason why this is happening is because there was a child that was supposed to come through you that did not come through you, either because it was aborted or because you miscarried. Okay. This spirit is a very possessive child spirit. This spirit wants you all to themselves. Okay. And this child spirit may be a little upset that they were not able to come through you. Okay. And so this child spirit needs to be addressed. Okay. Like I said, this is not going to apply to everyone. Okay. This is going to apply to the people who were trying to conceive or who have had problems conceiving or pregnancy and or childbirth. Okay. And even for the men that are watching, you could have been a child that was able to come through, but your parents, your mother may have had miscarriages before you and or after you. And this spirit it may be antagonizing you. Okay. So this spirit simply wants attention. You can set up you can get a baby doll to represent the spirit, light a candle, white candle, put down cakes and cookies and little toys, put down a bottle, you know, and just sit down with this spirit, this child spirit. Some of you may have given this spirit a name, this child a name, okay, even though it wasn't born. But you need to sit down with it and you need to talk to it and just be like, look, mommy loves you. I'm sorry you weren't able to come through, you know, but I need your help. Like, there is a possibility for you to come through again. So help mommy to be able to get pregnant. Help mommy to be able to bring you through. Okay. So you got to have a conversation regarding that, and tell the spirit that you love it, and, it wants acknowledgement. So maybe when you eat, you could put a little bit of food onto a plate and present it to him because this child wants attention and wants to be acknowledged and wants to feel a part of you. Okay. So this child spirit may be causing problems. Now, this is you and you want to explore it further with me, you can definitely book a reading with me. Okay. And I'll put the information in the description. All right. Um, Spirit is talking about too. A side note, all that glitters is not gold. So what you see on the outside, that's one thing. But there could be a lot going on below the surface that you don't know about. Okay. And for some of you, Spirit is saying that some of you are suffering, that there's a vacancy, there's an emptiness, in your heart, in your spirit. Okay. Um, there's a longing, there's a void. Okay. And that needs to be addressed. All right. And finally, Spirit is talking about only one king can govern a town. Okay. So there could be some challenges with someone around you who also has a very king or a queen vibe with them. Okay. Spirit is talking about watch your back, because there could be people here who are watching who have lower back issues and you don't want to make it worse. Okay. Spirit is also saying, watch your spending in the next 6 months. Okay. Because someone is real carefree with the money. All right. An overindulgence in alcohol, in spending, in sex, in food, drugs, that will lead to your demise. Okay. Spirit is saying that, there are many of you that wear a mask to hide your feelings. Okay. And Spirit is acknowledging this. Some of you have a very sharp tongue. You could slice people up with your tongue. So Spirit wants you to be mindful of that. Okay. Be mindful of cursing people, because sometimes those curses that you put on people can come back to you. All right. Let the divine handle that. Let karma take care of their stuff. All right. But Spirit is saying you were lucky from birth. You've been lucky from birth. And so it's very important that you align with your spirit guides, okay? So you can achieve your wealth and abundance, okay? Because wealth is coming for you, money is coming for you, stability is coming for you, stability is good for you, okay? Spirit is talking about, again, there's a friend around you that is treacherous, and you got to watch it. Do not tell your friend all your moves. Don't talk to your friend about your man or whoever you're dating and all the private stuff, because there's someone who's treacherous, okay? You know, maybe your friend could be over and your man could be there. And you step out for a minute and your friend is all over your man. Okay? That kind of treacherous. Be very careful. Okay? Watch being indebted to people. Watch owing people. Okay? Because sometimes these people can hold things over your head, and you don't need people to manipulate you and blackmail you. All right? And again, it's very important for you to watch for addictions, watch overdoing things, watch gluttony again. This is a continuous theme with you for the next 6 months, okay? Uh, and Spirit is saying for the women who are watching this, um, Spirit is saying that there are some of you that hook up with men that are no good, okay? You hook up with men that are no good, and many of you know this, okay? And what Spirit is saying, it is as a result of you having issues with a father figure and or men, okay? There's something that happened in childhood around a father figure or a lack of a father figure that is fueling this tendency for you to continue to hook up with men who are no good. Okay. And so Spirit wants you to look at this, and through your meditation, through your mantras, your prayers, all of these things will be healed and will be revealed. Okay. Because what Spirit is saying, these men, they may be very flashy, very flashy. Okay. They look good. They smell good. They're great in bed. Okay. But Spirit is saying, nah, they don't have any substance. Okay. And that's not a good look for you, because they will leave you high and dry. All right. And they'll be off into the sunset riding with the next one. All right. So, what Spirit is saying um, is that you can get the Abre Camino herb. You can order this online at Amazon.com. Okay. You can order at Amazon.com. Go to your local botanica. You can pick up Abre Camino, which is open roads. Okay. You can boil this herb, let it cool down. Um, Put your left hand in, and you're going to be praying for all the blessings, all your roads in the past to be open to success, happiness, well-being, fulfillment, for you to fulfill your dreams, accomplish your goals, to remove all the obstacles out of the way to you achieving your destiny, and say all the prayers that you want to manifest for you. You can pull out all the leaves and stems, throw that out, and then you're going to take a bath with this. So after you bathe with soap and water and rinse off, you're going to dump this from your neck down. You're going to air dry, dress in white, and sleep in white. You're going to do this bath for 3 days. 3 days. Okay. and see what happens, okay? Between this Abre Camino bath and the white bath, let's see what happens because um, Spirit is saying that you need to lively up yourself. In the words of Bob Marley, you got to lively up yourself. You got to, invigorate yourself. You got to bring life and sparks back into your existence. Okay. And so from here on in, from the time you watch this video, Spirit wants you to look nice always. Okay. I don't care if it's you going to the corner store, to the bodega, you know, to the what do they call this, Kroger's or whatever, ShopRite. Look nice, okay? Don't just throw on anything and be rolling out the bed and going looking all crazy, okay? Because you have the king vibe. Spirit is saying the king vibe is all over you, okay? You were born to be served and not serve. So you got to treat yourself and honor yourself as such. So you honor yourself physically by adorning yourself, doing your rituals of, perfume and makeup and bathing and, all of these things. But you also have to honor yourself spiritually through meditation, okay, through mantras for loving and nurturing yourself, okay? And I'll leave you with a final mantra. And you can find this on the playlist, the love mantras, pop-up love mantras. It's aham prima, aham prima, aham prima. You're going to say this 8 to 10 minutes, ideally 108 times, okay? And this is divine love because Spirit wants you to love yourself divinely, okay? Remember, take care of yourself first before you take care of others. Guys, this has been your New Year forecast for the sign of Taurus. Yes. And so if you need a private reading, you can email me at ayabaswind, WYND 999 at gmail.com. I will see you for your Love Tarot pop-up in the next couple of days. Ciao.